They say one man's trash is another man's treasure, and a firefighter on the Upper East Side has certainly found that to be true.
And as Amy Stone tells us in today's Slice of Life, firefighter Michael Redpath has turned his interest into an art business.
This morning, Michael Redpath put out a fire on the Upper East Side. By afternoon, he's turned in his turncoat for a paintbrush.
I tried to figure out something that would put a different twist on things.
Redpath makes fine art furniture. He's turned objects from garbage and garage sales into urban icons. It's called funk art, functional art.
Born in New York, raised in New York, absolutely have a love of the buildings.
Ordinary woodwork is transformed into tenement building furniture with window air conditioner drawer pulls and fire escapes made from bird cages. An Upper East Side townhouse turned lingerie cabinet.
Drawers come out.
And an old subway car as a chest.
It's something that you'll never see again. Trains that they make now are out of a material where the graffiti just doesn't hold on to it.
Part of the passion is replicating what once was.
This was on 43rd and Broadway. The Stardust Diner. This building is on 92nd and 3rd. They're tearing it down to build a high-rise, so the people in the family got together to buy it for the owner of the bar.
This Shea Stadium coffee table takes 6 months to make.
There's a dot for every person in the stands. I guess you can consider it pointillism.
Before September 11th, Redpath was planning on making twin tower CD stands. He's now with Engine 22, Ladder 13 on the Upper East Side, which lost 9 firefighters. He designed a memorial patch for the firehouse, and as life begins to return to normal, he's finally been able to get back to his artwork.
I'm lucky to have an outlet where I can, you know, concentrate on that instead of the other things, the terrible things that have happened. It just gives you the perspective on life as though, you know, be happy, live a good life, and, you know, do the things that you love.
Michael Redpath, a New York preservationist in more ways than one. Amy Stone, CBS 2.
Although it may not look like it, Michael Redpath wants you to invest in his real estate. You could buy a piece of the Puck Building or a sliver of the Stardust Diner in New York City. There's one catch. It's all furniture.
If I can make a sign into a handle, then I'll do that.
You can put your socks in the Stardust or your lingerie into a Lowe's theater. As an artist, building furniture became a way to make a buck.
I started to find interesting pieces, and one of them, you know, happened to look like a building.
Michael's art imitates life to a T. In the Dynamat dresser, there's a watch that's just like the clock in the real building. People who see his work are usually surprised.
They won't even know what it is. They'll think it's like a dollhouse or a box.
To capture the details, Michael photographs the buildings before he paints them. His next big job is right on the money. A broker has commissioned a bureau to be modeled after the New York Stock Exchange. Back at the real Stardust Diner, we asked the waitstaff what they would put in their dresser if they had one.
I put in rude customers, slam the door on them. I'd put in a whole bunch of French fries and barbecue sauce because that's my favorite thing to eat here.
Michael says he can do just about anything with the bureau. He could even make the house you grew up in. But he's really hankering for some height.
I want to start doing skyscrapers.
His work starts at around $800, but depending on what you want, the skyscraper's the limit. In New York, Kristen Guesswine, Fox News.
Michael Redpath, a New York City firefighter, was out surfing on that sunny morning. Little did he know he would be spending the next month and a half involved in the biggest catastrophe New York has ever known. His artistic abilities have guided him through the long healing process.
I've been a New York City firefighter for 5 years. On the morning of September 11th, I was on the beach in Breezy Point with a clear view of the towers, surfing, when the first plane hit and then the second plane hit. There was a total recall of all firemen to report to staging areas. I got to ground zero on the afternoon of the 11th, and I spent about 45 to 50 days in the recovery effort. As well as being a firefighter, I'm also an artist. I paint, sculpt, and design furniture. Art has helped me with the healing process in a number of ways. It gives me a chance to take my mind off of all that's happened. I consider myself very lucky to have that outlet, which a lot of people don't have. And it's helped me a great deal in the healing process. Whether I'm ever completely healed, I don't know. We'll see what happens. One of the projects that I worked on was a cedar chest that looks like a New York City subway number 6 train. It's cedar lined. The roof of the train opens up. It sits on top of a stand which looks like an L. The Stardust Diner is a nightstand. It has 3 drawers. There's a little watch that sits in the bottom drawer, which actually mimics the clock that was on the actual Stardust Diner. The theater piece, also a nightstand with 3 drawers, mimics the old movie houses, which you really don't see anymore. Most of the theaters now are multiplexes. They don't have that style and fanfare that they used to have. This piece is a townhouse from the Upper East Side. As you can see, the front door opens and drawers slide out. I guess I would consider it a lingerie chest. It's taken from a building on the Upper East Side in close proximity to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. It just caught my eye and I thought it was a great piece to do. I designed a memorial patch for my brother firefighters to wear as a reminder of how much we miss all the guys that we lost and how close they were to us. The shirt was designed for the firehouse where I presently work, Ladder 13, to keep the memory alive of the 9 members that we lost, all fantastic guys and actually the true heroes of 9/11.